FSU first and then to UF, right?
Yes, I went to FSU for undergrad. So I graduated Matter 2007, and I was at FSU to 2011. And then I started law school 2011 till basically September 2015. I did multinational business and I did marketing. And then I had time to do 2 minors, so I did Hispanic marketing and I did a minor in Chinese as well.
And I was interested in interviewing you because I know you have a really good job, as Macho was telling me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm a lawyer. I work for Morgan & Morgan. I don't know if you know about them. They're not very big in Miami per se. They're more, they're bigger in the west coast of Florida and definitely in north and central Florida.
Yeah, I've seen some firms here in Texas, because that's where I'm at right now. And a bunch of buildings that are like Morgan & Morgan. I'm like, oh.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, we have, the Morgan & Morgan. We're pretty much all over the Southwest. So Georgia. We have an office in Philadelphia, Alabama, Tennessee, all over the Southwest. So it's a pretty good firm. Law school is kind of its own monster compared to a master's degree or any other sort of graduate program, because it really kind of works off of the reputation of the school, and essentially it's all on a curve. So for example, let's say you have 100 students in your class, there's only so many A's to go around. So if you don't do enough as another person, you automatically get bumped to a B. UF was actually pretty good. Other law schools, there's horror stories. So, because really your grade depends on what everybody else gets. So if everyone else does a really bad job, that benefits you. When I started Matter, I think my class started the second year that Matter was open, so we didn't even have flooring yet. It was still cement. The walls weren't painted. All the other additions that are there were not there. So the dual enrollment program was really new. It was starting to kick off. A lot of my classmates didn't start it till 10th grade. So what I did was I focused more on AP credits than versus dual enrollment. And I didn't graduate with an AA, but I graduated with a ton of AP credits that I could use for classes, and then I graduated with a lot of dual enrollment classes as well. So by the time I got to college, I didn't have to take any English, I didn't have to take any math, I didn't have to take any history. All I had to focus on was just the requirements for my specific program. Out of state, at least for undergrad, I wouldn't recommend it, especially in today's market. Tuition is really high and it keeps going up. So if you want to do an undergrad degree, there's no reason why you should go out of state and pay out of state tuition. It's ridiculously expensive. It's just not worth it when you have really good schools like UF and FSU you can go to. And even, FIU is up and coming. It's, some of its programs are becoming really well known. Miami-Dade College has an honors program that's kind of like a feed, a pipeline, I want to say, for some really big schools later on. Like I have a friend, he didn't want to spend a lot of money up front, so he did the Miami-Dade honors program, and then he went off to some other state for like a huge school, really well-known school. So that's how he did it. He was able to save money and still get, a great certificate at the end of the day. So education-wise, I think you might have heard it said that UF is kind of excels more in the sciences, medicine, engineering, all of that. And then FSU kind of takes over the rest of it. FSU has a pretty good engineering program and has a pretty good science program and all of that. But traditionally, historically, the schools have kind of, had two paths. Yeah. And again, it is what you make it. Like I had, thanks to Miss Macho, I had a ton of really good AP credits and dual enrollment. So when I got in there, I was, a year ahead or more. So I was able to, for the same amount of time, without spending any of my own money, thank goodness, I was able to come out with like 2 bachelors, 2 minors, and, the people that are graduating with associates now, they'll be 2 years ahead. So they can do even more, or they can just graduate early and then go off and do something else. So it's a really good experience.
All right, thank you for your time.
Of course, Eddie, you're very welcome, and hopefully everything goes well with the project.